Hey, so I want to share something that I learned about manifestation that really blew my mind in a way that gave me like a lot of clarity. This is from Joe Dispenza's teachings, and I'm gonna just share it. So, okay, 1 second. Let me go to my notes. Okay, so this is how to manifest. This is like the science of how manifestation actually works so that there can be a little more clarity. Let me close the window. All right. So basically, older scientists used to believe that the physical world was like set in stone and that there would be no way to like change it or to see an alteration in order to manifest a better life for yourself. Yeah, so they just thought that the world was just the world. Like, you can't manifest all the things that we're talking about right now. They didn't think that it was possible for you to manifest a change and a better life for yourself until Einstein came along and proved them wrong. And basically, there was a realization of the phrase mind over matter. I'm pretty sure you've all heard of mind over matter. And basically, matter is just the physical world and like the matter of the world, like matter. And the mind is the mind. The mind creates the matter. And basically, mind and matter are two sides of the same coin. So we're really gonna get into it. So basically, on a subatomic level, energy exists as a wave and a particle simultaneously. So basically, this is what it looks like on a subatomic level. So energy exists as a wave and a particle simultaneously, and the fabric of our existence is in and out of immaterial and material, meaning that we are basically creating life as we're living it. Like in order to go from a subatomic particle, stay with me. In order to go from the subatomic particle to go, wait, what? Oh, sorry. In order for the subatomic particle to go from a wave of infinite potential, so the wave is just like the quantum field, is just and in the quantum field there's infinite potential. There is an infinite amount of ways that something can collapse into the physical world, like, and it all just depends on your mind and how much energy you are placing to collapse it into the physical dimension. So basically, in order for the subatomic particle to go from a wave of infinite potential, meaning there's endless possibilities of how it could come into the physical world, to a particle, all it took was an observer. So basically, like this candle is a particle. It was once a wave. This candle is a particle because there was an observer. Okay, so like, let's just say that this candle was thrown out of the window and I didn't know about it, and I was thinking about this candle, like, where did it go? It would be a wave because it's not in my physical, it hasn't collapsed into this physical space to where I could touch it, you know? Hope this makes sense. And we exist in something that's called an electron cloud. So this is the electron cloud. And this is actually 99.999% of consciousness, of actual consciousness. And energy is consciousness. It is aware, just like we are consciousness. Consciousness is energy. That is where the coin starts to flip and we realize that it's the same thing. So we realize that energy is consciousness and we are consciousness is one of the same thing. So basically, how does this prevent people from manifesting? Okay, so basically our thoughts and our emotions vibrate on an energetic pattern. They are energy. And Joe Dispenza says that he says to imagine if your thoughts are the wavelengths in which you send information into the quantum, and we send out our ideas, we send out our intentions, we send out what we want to have and stuff, and then our emotions is how we basically draw those things back to us. Yeah, our emotions is how we draw the reality back to us. And when these two wave patterns are at the same frequency and have equal wavelength size, that is how we can impact the fabric of experience and experience the full spectrum of the energetic potential. So basically, our thoughts and our emotions have to be vibrating at the same frequency. This is why, like, when you want to manifest something but you're overthinking it, it's like, okay, you are sending the energy out, but you're sending it out so much that it's unbalanced with your emotions, or that your emotions are really high but you don't have the right intentions, or your emotions are very low but you have the right thoughts that's going out but your emotions don't match up. Like, they have to be at the same frequency. This is also why when you actually manifest something, you kind of feel like you didn't really try, because your emotions and your thoughts were vibrating at the same frequency, to where as though there was space for it to come. So, like, the way I think about it is, like, if this is your thought and it's waving, and this is your emotion and it's waving like this, in between is where the manifestation can actually exist and come in at. If it's just like I don't know, like, it has to wave at the same frequency. I hope this is making sense. And basically that frequency is 99.999% of the energy. So how I was saying that in order for something to collapse into the physical world, which is in order for something to manifest, there has to be an observer, and there has to be someone to look for that electron cloud in reality. So I'm gonna keep going. I hope this is not fucking confusing. So basically, all right, let me just keep going because it's going to start to make sense. Okay, so basically, there are 3 anchors that keep you anchored into this reality, which is your body, your environment, and your time. And that keeps you anchored into this program and this familiar experience. And it keeps you anchored to the reality that you are in and that you are trying to move on from. This is why, like, when we meditate, our goal is to really detach from the physical world, to detach from our body, detach from our mind, detach from time, detach from our environment, so that we can enter the quantum field and be in contact with those with the quantum field, that wave of energy, so that we can then manifest something to collapse into the physical. Like, you have to go into that quantum field so that you can manifest. So this is the part that blew my mind. So if the outer world or the environment controls what you think, feel, if the outer world and your environment controls what you think and feel, your pattern and your neural pathways in your brain are going to be equal to that of your environment that you are experiencing. It's going to be that of the external world that you experience. So like if you allow your outside world to control anything of your life, I'm gonna get into it because it's gonna make so much sense when I say the scientific part. So basically, you know how I was saying that consciousness is 99.9% of you and your experience. So that just basically means that your environment in the outer world is literally 0.0001% of what you are actually experiencing. And I'm saying this to say that people always look outside themselves for validation. You're always looking to your external world for validation, but literally your external world is literally 0.0001% of your total experience. So you are literally getting dust in comparison to the full experience that you could be getting. So yeah, if you're using your environment to determine anything for you or to give you any sort of validation, you are literally operating on a very low scale of what you can really be getting, because it's literally 0.0001% of what our actual experience is. And my camera's about to die. Because 99.9% of our energy is consciousness. And when you are operating in consciousness, then you can really get the full spectrum of your experience. And like I said, this is why we meditate and go into the quantum field. So the goal is to become bigger than your experience. Your goal is to become to be able to overcome your environment, overcome your external world. The goal is to become bigger than your environment. That is what you are looking to feel. And being no longer identified by your environment and your external world, and having a grander sense of self so that you can overcome your external world and that you can actually manifest the things that you want, because you have the power to. I mean, you are 99.9% of consciousness, and everything that's manifested is literally 0.0001% of the spectrum. And I just want that to fucking click, because it's like, bro, if that is the small, like, bro, that's barely any, that's not even anything, bro. That's nothing. That means you can create whatever the fuck you want. So my camera's about to die, but I hope that fucking made sense. And I'll probably make another video about this, but my camera's about to die, and yeah. Peace.